The Dr. Ray Podcast is a co-production of Ave Maria Radio and EWTN Radio. Here's today's monologue with Dr. Ray Guarendi.
Kids and lying is like me going to Las Vegas. Now, I know you're thinking, Ray, he has some pretty loose associations. This is going to be one that I'm going to have to try to follow. And I can picture myself in a courtroom saying something like this, and the opposing counsel saying, objection, where is he going with this? And I'm hoping Your Honor would say, overruled, proceed, counselor, but make it quick. Get to where you're going with this. Yes, Your Honor. Las Vegas slot machines are calibrated on something in behavior therapy that is called a variable ratio reinforcement schedule. Variable ratio reinforcement schedule in shirt sleeve, say that 5 times in a row, English, is basically at random. Variable ratio means you could get paid every 9 times, every 4 times, every 29 times. It bounces all over the place. But the research has shown that a variable ratio schedule is the most powerful reinforcement schedule to keep someone behaving in a certain direction. They put pigeons on variable ratio schedules for pecking, and every so many unpredictable pecks leads to a seed. And the pigeons will peck themselves into exhaustion. And you've seen people playing slot machines. They will get tendinitis in their elbows. They will get carpal tunnel in their wrists, pushing away these buttons. Used to be cranks. I like the old days of cranks, but now it's just buttons. Making it quicker. Buttons are quicker. So how is this related to lying? Kids lying. Pretty simple. Parents will very frustratingly tell me, we can't break this habit. It's really hard to break this habit that he's got. He's developed it. Why? Is this a sign of his darkening moral character? Probably not. But he is being guided by a variable ratio reinforcement schedule. Huh? Well, lies can succeed. They can get you out of trouble. That's the main lie for a kid, is to get out of trouble. The attention lies, that's second most common, but the one that says, I wasn't in the universe when that happened, and you can't prove it, and you don't have any kind of video, and even if you did, it's AI. So they maintain their innocence through it all. And you can't really prove it. You weren't there. And they know you weren't there. All the evidence points to them, but you don't have a body. So here and there, they succeed. Here and there, they get the payoff, which is to avoid trouble. Again, using behavioral terminology, negative reinforcement. Negative reinforcement is not punishment. Negative reinforcement is the removal of an aversive stimulus, which by its removal is rewarding. So every so often, unpredictably, a lie works. And yes, I can get caught and I can get disciplined, but there's still the chance. And so, for some kids, they play the odds. They play the VegaS odds for lying. They're searching for the reward. And it can happen. You can't prove it every time. You can't catch them every time. You weren't there every time. There's only one certain way to know a kid is lying. He has to have an 8-year-old sister. Father, I have some information you might be interested in. I've written it down in a binder in triplicate, one for you, one for Mom, one for the attorney, about a boy whose name begins with L. Linus.
More of Dr. Ray's monologues can be found on his website, drray.com. Monologues as well as full-length programs of The Doctor Is In can be heard at AveMariaRadio.net and EWTN.com/radio.